Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Sports and More podcast with your host, myself, Eddie Morelos, and my producer, Mr. Ace Acosta, back on the line. Welcome back, Ace.
We're back. Hopefully.
We are back, dude.
Hopefully.
Recording again.
It's been a while.
Got a guest. You've been everywhere.
Well, we had to go to Green Bay for the training camp.
Touchdown squares. Yeah.
Touchdown squares. But introduce. We got a guest. It's a rowdy guest.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's a good segue into who our guest is because it is football season. Football season's upon us, Ace. You went to the training camp, and we got a returning guest. How about this? This young lady was our very first guest, I believe, Ace.
I believe so.
And she really kicked it off for us, and we got Miss Jess Nevarez back.
Hey, there she is.
Hi. Oh, that is such a nice intro. You guys just hyped me up way too much. But thank you. I'm so excited to be back. It's so good to just talk to people again and talk football. It is football season, and it's also pumpkin season. So I just like to put that out there.
Pumpkin season.
You know, I don't know about that pumpkin season stuff because.
We're not gonna disrespect pumpkin.
I love summer, but
summer's not done yet.
I know.
Summer's not done yet. Let the heat roast us.
At Duncan, there's pumpkin, and I didn't even mean to blend that, but that is the straight truth, guys. So I like pumpkin season so much because it just tells me football season is here. Like, we're right about to get going with September, which I cannot even believe. But yeah, football season's here, and I'm ready to watch the Cowboys win. And
that's why we brought you on, because there's a lot of Cowboy fans around the area, and you just got back from training camp as well, I believe, right? You're sort of an insider for them. You have a podcast that covers them.
It's a rowdy one, right?
It's a rowdy roundup at the Rowdy Roundup podcast. Yeah, so I am a co-host / co-producer with my co-host Joseph Hastings, and Joe and I, we talk all about the Cowboys, and we try not to make it like too political. We talk our opinions, but we pride ourselves on being realistic Cowboys fans, because that's kind of hard to find, especially I think this season we're all so hyped up. Kind of have to bring ourselves down, but I do that, and then I also do some freelance writing for Flurry Sports, and I'm a Cowboys beat writer there, so always listening to the press conferences and doing all that good stuff, talking to old high school coaches. Dak Prescott's high school coach, I got to talk to him. I got to talk to Jason Witten's brother. I got to talk to Sean Lee's old high school football coach. I mean, there's just so many people that I get to meet doing that job, so that's awesome. But yeah, I went to training camp. I actually was lucky enough to go to the Rams scrimmage, and That was a blast. Like, best day of my life, hands down. Wow.
It sounds like you got a lot of inside scoop going on there, being able to get in on the press conferences and stuff like that. I know a photographer, if you ever need somebody to go help you for your content. But he might need some payment. I don't know. But anyways, tell us a little bit. Tell us a little bit, about this most exciting day of your life, getting to watch the Rams take on the Cowboys. And what kind of preview or what kind of nuggets did you get from watching that game?
Yeah, so when I got there, my dad has some season tickets, so they were very gracious to let us sit in the VIP section, which was a little bit closer than like the general admission was. And so we were sitting by family members, girlfriends, wives. It was a whole thing. So that was really cool to be able to see that side of football, and especially just as a journalist to kind of level myself out as a fan and be like, look, these are actual real people. So it was just a really good reminder in that sense. But from where I was sitting, the defense was really playing, because when they had the scrimmage, they had the offense, the Cowboys offense, Rams defense on one side of the field. There was two fields. And then on the side right in front of me where I was sitting, it was the Rams offense and then the Cowboys defense. And not once did they ever switch. So I was keeping an eye more on the defensive side of the ball, because where I was sitting, I couldn't really see like the offense that well, because as they kept going down the field, it was just really hard to see. But from what I gathered, it is looking much better. And, I've been to training camp before I was reporting or doing any of that, just as a fan. And what I did notice is this is a Mike McCarthy training camp, not a Jason Garrett training camp. And I could tell
Huh.
you just there's a very distinct difference in those two. And the Jason Garrett training camps, you saw a lot more one-on-one drills, even just with warm-ups. But with Mike McCarthy's training camp, I did notice it was kind of more of a team unit as compared to those one-on-one drills. So that was a little bit of an interesting observation that I made there, just comparing to the past years that I would go when Jason Garrett was still the head coach. But I did notice a lot more. What's a nice word to use? A lot more hustle on the defensive side of the ball, as we definitely need after last season.
A lot.
So I did notice that. I noticed a couple standout people instantly, and keep in mind, this was before Hard Knocks even aired. So Micah Parsons, instantly, my eyes kept shooting towards that guy as I was sitting right there. Tank Lawrence looks incredible. He looks great. I was keeping an eye out for Jalen Smith. Just he is the guy, unfortunately, that Cowboys fans love to hate. So I was keeping an eye out on how he looks. As much as Cowboys fans don't want to give him credit, he does look better. He looks better from what I've seen. But Micah Parsons, man, I'm so happy with that draft pick. I am so excited to see him on the field because he just looks so good. As far as the offense, I was obviously keeping an eye on Dak, and just for Cowboys fans, this was about a week and a half ago, almost 2 weeks now. He was already passing, so there's some good news there. That was
there you go, Cowboys fans.
Week. So
it's funny. You said one thing earlier that you wanted to be more realistic, I guess, when giving this information out, and I listened to a local sports show here, in El Paso, and there's a lot of Cowboy fans in El Paso, and I feel like those are some of the most realistic fans around. I think it's because of the hardships that the Cowboys have gone through over the years, in particular recently, and they're kind of accepting of what they're going through. And have somebody like you from the area to come back and give this kind of information out to the locals here in El Paso and Las Cruces. It's great for us to have somebody who's so passionate and who is a journalist and who knows how to go out and get these stories. It's great for the fans around here, around the borderland, and I'm sure they're going to be very grateful to hear all this information that you're distributing, and to hear that Dak is doing okay.
Yeah, thank you so much, Eddie. That's so sweet. And I always say Cowboys fans are the most loyal, especially like this new generation, the millennial generation, because keep in mind, I'm about to be 26. I've never seen the Cowboys win a Super Bowl. So for me to hang on to them and love them as much as I do, that's loyalty, because that's 26 years of disappointment of not getting into a Super Bowl and getting into the playoffs twice. And comes with its highs and lows, and you just know that. But it's fun.
You were also you just talked about how you never got to see the Cowboys win the Super Bowl, and I remember as a young buck seeing them win the Super Bowl there in the early '90s, and for a Cowboy. Let me just go ahead and be honest. For a Cowboy hater, that was kind of, it was tough to go through, because the Cowboy fans, when they come out, they come out.
Yeah.
And
so
I'll admit it. So hopefully you get to, I guess hopefully you get to experience that victory one day.
That's so nice of you to say, Eddie. In one breath, you literally called yourself a Cowboys hater, and then you also said, I hope you get to experience that. That is so nice of you. And
well, just because to have those kinds of experiences, I'll remember my family. My mom's a big Cowboys fan, and how fun that was for her, and all the other friends of the family that got to experience it and things like that. But I've gone through the kind of the hardships in the NFL as being a fan, because this is what I root for right here, and so I get the hardships. And you talked about your draft pick that the Cowboys got, how happy you were. The Bears drafted Justin Fields, a quarterback who the Bears have needed a quarterback forever.
and he's gonna go head to head with Andy Dalton for that starting position, is what it's looking like. As much as the Bears want to say, hey, that's Andy Dalton's spot, I don't know. Justin looks great. I don't know. And I'm ready for Andy Dalton. He just came off of a 1-year deal with the Cowboys, being our backup who really carried us through the season last season. So I'm rooting for the guy, but dang, Justin's giving him a run for his money because it looks great.
You guys are talking about hardships? I don't know. Pittsburgh's been kind of pretty good for last 20 something years. Just saying.
Typical Ace.
Ace, we don't need that kind of negativity in this conversation.
It's not negativity. It's all about winning. At least.
I'm excited to see what all three of our teams do this season. I will say that it's football season. I mean, I will watch any team play during football season because it's football season, right? And you just, I think as a football fan, you should watch as many games as possible to really absorb all of the players, all of the organizations, to see what's going on, so you can be more knowledgeable about it. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No, nothing at all.
And one thing that I'll say, because all three of us have different teams, but all three of us, I know for sure, we support a local who is on the Green Bay Packers. And anytime, especially for me, anytime the Packers are playing, I'm looking for Mr. Showtime himself right there, right behind Ace. Mm-hmm. And even as a Bears fan, when the Bears are not playing the Packers, I'm rooting for the Packers. So I totally get it.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron Jones, I don't think anybody wants that guy to fail. You have to be a special kind of person to not want that guy to win. Like, he's great, undeniably great. And I love Ezekiel Elliott, don't get me wrong, but, still a little salty that Aaron Jones didn't end up with the Cowboys. But, the cards are beautiful. That's all right.
So I take it that's one of your, I guess, future. I don't want to say wishes, but that'd be cool if it happened that there was a trade and Aaron Jones ended up on the Cowboys, huh?
I want Aaron to do what makes Aaron happy. As Cowboys fans, I know they would love that. I know I would love that. But I also know, because of the background of him being in El Paso, I would love that. I also know that I'm extremely happy with Ezekiel Elliott. And I know, as the Cowboys fans right now, they're very unsure about him, but I think this season's going to be a really good breakthrough season. Having Dak back, having a healthy O-line, I'm just excited to see what's going to happen, guys. It is a great time to be a Cowboys fan. I'm going to just say that.
See, he won't go back because the head coach is Mike McCarthy, and you saw how he used him in Green Bay. Yeah, he ain't.
Yeah, and that's, what I'll say about Mike McCarthy is I am a huge Jason Garrett fan. I have so much respect for Jason Garrett as a coach. I mean, for the majority of the time, I've been a Cowboys fan because, keep in mind, I didn't always like football. Crazy, I know. Believe it or not, that's why it happened. But for the majority of my time, Jason Garrett was the head coach, and I have so much respect for him. Babe Laufenberg is one of his best friends, talks very highly of him. I do work a lot with Babe on the podcast and some articles for Flurry, but I have a lot of respect for Jason Garrett. So for me to let go of him was very difficult. And Mike McCarthy, I will say, was not my first choice for head coach, and I was not impressed last season. But after watching him and observing him at training camp, I think I got a different perspective. He's kind of growing on me a little bit more. And then now watching Hard Knocks, I know there's a lot of Cowboys fans saying he's not doing enough, but I mean, I think he's doing a great job. I think with what everybody had to work with last season with COVID-19 protocols, not even sure if we were going to have an NFL season, I think he did as much as he could, especially with your starting quarterback out, most of your O-line out, most of your starters out with injuries. I mean, the Cowboys weren't really destined to do great, especially with the atrocious things we saw going on the defensive side of the ball. But I'm excited to see Mike McCarthy. I'm gonna give him one more chance, and that's gonna be this season, Ace. I'm not gonna count him out just yet. We'll see.
Well, I think within like 8 weeks, you should have your answer. About mid-season, you should be like, well, yeah, you know what, he did do enough, or you know what, freaking McCarthy, get out of there.
I think by week 4, because you'll see the the jitters in week 1 or 2, but by week 4, I mean, these guys are pros. It's not high school, it's not middle school. No, these guys are pros. By week 4, you can kind of gauge on where they are with the coach. Are they
right.
Buying into the system, or they're not?
The only thing that makes me a little nervous is I've obviously been very faithful in watching these 2 episodes of Hard Knocks that have come out. I don't think him and Dak Prescott have the chemistry that they need to take this team as far as they're wanting to this season. And maybe that'll come with time, but I really think Mike McCarthy hasn't really gained the respect yet. I think he's gained a lot more than he did last season, but I just think there's a clear lack of chemistry between him and Dak, and I hope that's not the case. But based on what I've seen with Hard Knocks, which we know could be an editing thing, it could be a whole lot of things, but based on what I've seen, it's just not there. It looks like Coach McCarthy's trying. Like, he's trying to joke with Dak, and he's trying to make it something, and Dak's kind of like, no, I'm here to work. Like, that's not what I'm doing. And that's just Dak, he's very eye on the prize, and so we'll see. But I'm not counting him out just yet. He's actually growing on me a lot more than I thought he would.
And was that something you were able to maybe take notice when you were out at the training camp? The relationship between even just the head coach or the assistant coaches and the players, how they work together, if they have chemistry. Were you able to notice any of that when you were out there?
Sure. So, like I said, the offense was really far away from me, so I couldn't really see where people were standing. But on the defensive side of things, Dan Quinn was in all of their faces, which I love to see. I was like, good, get them. Like, get them Dan Quinn, because they need to get it together for this season. The defense is what I was most worried about. I wasn't worried about Dak recovering from his injury. I was more worried about the defense and if Dan Quinn's scheme was going to fit, because clearly what we saw last season wasn't working. But no, I saw Dan Quinn in the players' faces like, hey, you need to fix this. And that was really good to see. As far as when I did see Mike McCarthy, he was giving critiques, or he was talking to a lot of I noticed, like, the quarterbacks coach, he was talking to him a lot, and he was also working with Ben DiNucci a lot, from what I could see. I really couldn't see Dak for most of it, so I don't know how much he was actually talking to Dak. But yeah, I would say there was a lot more vocalization of what I think they needed to get across being in person again.
So, seeing all that you've seen already, because I'm imagining you've taken in a lot of information over the last probably month, and knowing what you know about their schedule. First question about it is, what game are you most excited to watch, or maybe even go attend?
Most excited to watch, hands down, our season opener against Tampa Bay. I think everybody's excited for that, whether you're a Cowboys fan or not. I mean, it's Tom Brady and the return of Dak Prescott. Like, that is just epic. I mean, dang. I'm so excited. I'm going to attend. I'll be at the first home opener at AT&T Stadium against the Eagles. So anytime I go to an Eagles game, it's always a really good time. But as far as their record, I'm going to go 12-5, and that's me being optimistic. I hope it's better, and if it's worse, I'm actually okay with that. We have the 17 games in the regular season now, so I definitely think the first 3 weeks are going to be the most difficult part of their schedule, because we take on pretty tough opponents. And even the Eagles, look, I hate the Eagles. I'll be the first to tell you, I cannot stand the Eagles, but they scare me. Playing them scares me, because for some reason, it always comes down to, like, the last 2 minutes, and we're, like, stressing, right? But I think those first 3 games, just the 2 being away at first, and then coast to coast, they're going from Tampa Bay to Los Angeles. That's rough. That's rough for your first 2 weeks back. Dak's going to be getting back in the swing of things. I really don't think we're going to see him take a snap this preseason. So it's going to be interesting to see. But what I wrote down, my loss predictions, and Cowboys fans, don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at me. I really had to sit and think through this.
Loss predictions, okay.
Yes, these are my predictions, and I'll tell you why. So the Chargers, If they win in Tampa Bay, I don't see them winning against the Chargers or vice versa. If they lose in Tampa Bay, I don't see them losing to the Chargers. So, there's that one. I have the Chargers down. I have the Chiefs down because
they're going to look tough again.
I don't want to talk about that game. We're not going to talk about it.
They're going to look good.
I have a loss against the Washington football team because, to me, they're the biggest threat in our division, NFC East. I have the Broncos, and then I have a loss against the Giants because I just don't see us winning both games against the Giants. Jason Garrett knows our scheme, our players way too well as the offensive coordinator over there. I think Jason Garrett can eat our defense alive if he tried to. So that's what I have down, and I really hope I'm not right about those. I hope we're 17-0, but that would be an unrealistic Cowboys fan prediction, and I'm not going to say that.
Why you look confused, Eddie, about Washington? Washington has a solid defense, yes. Dude. They have a solid defense.
I guess I haven't kept up with their roster. I guess their roster and how they've done over the off season.
And remember, they almost beat Tampa Bay.
last year, that division was kind of just weak from what I remember.
Yeah, remember they almost beat Tampa Bay.
Right. Here's the thing, though. I'm never going to count out Ron Rivera as a head coach. He has it together. He's a great head coach. And to me, if we were going to take anybody before Mike McCarthy after Jason Garrett, got relieved of his duties by the Cowboys, I wanted Ron Rivera. So I think he's a great head coach. I think he's done a lot for the team in the time that he's been there. And yeah, that defense, with our offensive line being as unpredictable with their injuries, I will say, scares me a little bit because I worry about the O-line staying healthy throughout the season. And when that happens, then we're done. That's when we see our downfall on the offensive side of the ball with Dak or not. So, obviously having Dak in makes it a little bit better, but it's going to depend. But I don't see us winning both games against the Washington football team. But the Eagles, we're going to beat both of them. We're going to beat them at both games because I hate them. And I'm just putting that good juju out there.
That's so awesome.
Eddie, I won't even say goodbye if they're an Eagles fan. That is the first thing I will ask a guy. And if they say they're an Eagles fan, automatic red flag. You don't even... No.
I have a former intern. Who's she's a head of a communications department in New York City, but she grew up in Philadelphia. She went to NMSU too. Aubrey Strobel. I don't know if you know who that is.
Yes, I remember her name from News 22.
Yeah, so she's a huge. The way you're a Cowboys fan is the way she's an Eagles fan. I would love to sit in between you two ladies and watch a game and see what that would be like.
It would be fun.
I'd be kind of scared, to be honest.
I will say Eagles fans are the absolute worst. I mean, my goodness. Nobody will open their mouth wider than an Eagles fan on Twitter. I can't with them. I can handle Steelers fans. I cannot. With Eagles fans, they irk me.
Wow.
Our Rowdy Roundup TikTok page for the podcast, it's all me clowning Eagles fans because they have the audacity. They have one Super Bowl championship and wow, they suddenly have all of this audacity to go in our comments. All I do is scroll them on our TikTok page. It is a full-time job to be clowning Eagles fans back. They're the worst.
And that's what I love about NFL and NFL fans is how passionate they get into it and how it's fun. It could be fun. It could be a little bit crazy at times. You know what I mean? But the passion that comes out in the fans is just always there. It seems like year after year. So that's so cool.
Now, Eddie, have you gone to an actual game?
In
Chicago?
No, I have not. No, I haven't gone to a Chicago.
You got to check that off the list because there's nothing.
It's on my bucket list. I've done the Cubs there, and I've done the Lakers in Staples, but I have yet to do the Bears in Soldier Field. But we were trying to go the year before pandemic. That fell through. I did get to watch the Bears against the Broncos in Denver. 50-yard line when Tim. I know it wasn't the same, but it was still a fun NFL environment. Tim Tebow was playing at the time, and the Bears choked it at the end. Marion Barber blew it at the end of that game, And I'll never forget my buddy was being an obnoxious drunk fan, and the Bears had the lead. Bears had the lead, and he was wasted and just yelling stupidity, and I blame him for the loss to this day.
That's right. You know, never to go to a game with him again. You learned who the bad luck charm is between the both of you, and it wasn't you.
It was not me. So yeah, hopefully one day I get to make it to the Soldier Field and check out a game there. But you've already been to AT&T Stadium, I take it?
Yeah, my dad has had season tickets for since the stadium opened, maybe the year after. So there's only been 2 years since then that I've missed an opening game. One year was when I couldn't get off of work, and I was very upset about it. And I was like, oh, do I need my job that bad? And then the answer was like, yes, you need your job that bad. And then the other one was obviously last year with COVID and everything. So I'm so excited to get back to that stadium. Oh my goodness. Eddie, if you never get the chance to see your team in Chicago, you can absolutely go to AT&T Stadium to be mind blown by our beautiful, beautiful stadium that we get to call home. It is just gorgeous, and I love it.
It's huge. I
mean, I've seen it from across the street. There's a Walmart across the street. I'm sure you know that. And yeah, so I went to Walmart, and then you're like, look across the street, and there's the stadium.
Hey, it's not like Green Bay. It's in the middle of a neighborhood. It's house. Yeah. Oh, let's build a stadium. Poof, right there,
No, but it's gorgeous.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Yeah. I mean, they have you can rent a house across the street that's all decked out. They have a 20-foot replica Super Bowl trophy in the yard.
That's amazing.
Yeah, they have a field goal post in there. Like, they have a balcony.
I need to be friends with those people.
I remember the story with Mr. Jones. He was telling me, he's like, they have grassy knolls out there, and all the cars are there. People, sell parking spots on their lawn, and it's just a crazy environment. When I was there, I was like, wow, he was not lying. Like, literally, it's grass, everything, and then like those houses, and it's a historic stadium. You really got to check it off the list.
And fun fact, it broke the TV monitor that you see above the field is the biggest TV according to the world record book. So they broke the world record with that screen and the screen size. So beautiful, beautiful. I mean, it's so hard not to watch it from the screen. You're like, just such a nice TV. And then you're like, wait, actually watch the field. What are you doing?
I forgot what band was playing video games on it when they're on tour.
Oh, yes.
I forgot which one.
They had posted on social media. It was like a few years back, right?
Yeah, it was a few.
Yeah.
Well, what's your favorite, I guess, part of the stadium? What is it that you just already mentioned the big screen, but there's so much going on in that stadium. The different sections, the different areas you can go to. What's your favorite?
I would say I love a good piece of art, and everywhere you go in AT&T Stadium, Charlotte Jones Anderson, which is Jerry Jones's daughter, has made sure to put these beautiful art pieces up. And like, there's one that I think is my very favorite. When you're walking into the pro shop, you look to your right, and there are these lights. Clips, so they have like the Jason Witten helmet play going on. They have just all of these iconic plays that the Cowboys are known for, like the Hail Mary to 88 and all of that. So they have all of those clips going, but it's played through lights, like stringing lights, and it's playing like it's a TV, and it's just the prettiest thing, the coolest thing. Like, if I could have that in my house, I absolutely would. But I love the art and just the architecture. The game day experience in itself is just so surreal. I mean, you have fans from both teams that are just so hyped to be there, and it's just such a different environment. I mean, I'm like nervous to go post-COVID because I'm so used to high-fiving all the Cowboys fans around me when something happens and like hugging them. And like, I remember when we went to the playoff game against the Lions. Oh my gosh, I don't think I've hugged so many people in a day. Like, I was jumping on strangers. Strangers were jumping on me. It was just like, it was a whole time. But no, I think it's just, I have an appreciation for the extra touches that the Cowboys have put into the stadium, like those art pieces. And, just everything about it. You just step in and it's just such a different atmosphere and feeling. So I just love it. It's just so pretty.
How about, I know Ace would be interested in this one. Is there like a favorite food that you get whenever you go to the stadium?
Oh, I'm such a foodie. I'm so glad you asked that. Okay, so every game they have like specialty foods that they'll bring. I think the favorite one that I've ever tried, and they have it pretty often. I would say there's only been like a couple of seasons that I've gone and they don't have it. It is a Texas-sized chicken and waffles, and it's literally like a waffle that's probably like this big, shaped like Texas, and it is so good, and it's delicious, and they just serve it on like this tray, because you obviously have to like hold it up because it's so big. It was so good. I didn't even make a dent in it, or at least it didn't even look like it, but it was so delicious. I was like devouring it. I also just love, they have like an ice cream little stand set up there, so like it's just tradition. I'll start off with like a pizza, or if the specialty food looks good. I know one day they had like a hot Cheeto day, so they had like a hot Cheeto burger one time. I'll see what's going on there. I'll go get that. Or my go-to, if I'm feeling like I need some luck, is the pizza there. I'll just go straight for the pizza, and that's like my game day go-to food is the pizza. And then like halftime, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go get an ice cream, especially if it's just not a good first half. You need like those like peachy feelings. But yeah, I think there's just so many options. You just have to walk around and know which level to go on for the specialty food. But it's great. Any food you get there, it's good.
I'm sure.
It's good. It's good. Yeah, they had the. I think when we went, I think if you bought popcorn, you got unlimited refills.
Yeah.
So my only thing is if you do go to whoever goes to the stadium, is to actually get a ticket to a seat, because the standing room only is it's not. I mean, we got lucky because we're able to get in because my stepmom, she had a walker, so they let us get in line first and what that. So we ran in, got our spot right there on the first, on the railing, but that's 1:00. Game's not till 3. Yeah, it's not till 3, so we didn't get to experience the whole, atmosphere of it. So I just say if you do go, get a ticket.
Absolutely.
I wish they're betterly priced, but it is what it is. I mean.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
And how about pregame festivities? I'm sure you get there early. And what kind of experience have you had there pregame? What do you offer, or what would you suggest to anybody that's going to go and attend a game there?
Sure. I mean, it obviously depends on like what your version of game day is. I know for my family, we don't drink when we're at the games. So we'll go and we'll just kind of hang out. We'll do some shopping. Most of the time there's like sponsorship vendors that are outside that we'll walk through, see what those are about. But there's also like the Miller Lite Corral that's outside right before the games open, where you can get some drinks there if that's your version of game day. You can do that. And then once you go in, our tradition with my family is we grab our food first, and then we go to our seats and we watch warm-ups, especially if there's somebody that week maybe pulled a muscle or pulled something that we're like, oh, or how are they looking today? I know for me personally, I like to watch the kicker to see how the kicking game is that day, because unfortunately we're a Cowboys fan, and as a Cowboys fan, you have to be prepared that's what you're gonna settle for, some field goals when you don't want to. So I watch that. I watch the warm-ups. And then I watch the other team's warm-ups as well. So I guess for me, I'm always about like studying and doing all that. I try to get my pro shopping done, before the gates even open to enter, or we'll go the day before to do that. But yeah, plenty is spent in the pro shop. Don't think I'm not in there for about a solid 2 hours just admiring the pro shop. My game day is a little different because I like to study. I like to actually watch and see what's going on before the game starts, and just make the observations. Normally, I don't know what I'm going to do now, but I would normally take a sign with me, and it's normally my Jason Witten sign, and obviously that's not going to work anymore, so I got to figure something else out. And then during warm-ups, I'd be like, Jason! So he would know, and he'd be like, oh yeah, there she is again.
There she is.
So I like to have fun like that. And since we have our same seats with the season tickets, everybody around us is mostly season ticket holders too. So I chat with them. We get to know each other. We're all Facebook friends. We all talk to each other during the year. And then it's game time. We're like, okay, are you ready? So
Wow.
That's what I do. But I recommend for anybody going, it depends on what your game day style is. If you want to go tailgate, I've actually, fun fact, have never been to a Cowboys tailgate outside of AT&T Stadium. That's always such a party. Oh my goodness. You walk over there and people are trying to like pour tequila down your throat. And I'm like, sir, no, I don't want that. But, with COVID, especially now, but before I was like, I don't know. If you are going to go and you are going to drink, just make sure you're safe and you Uber and you don't drink and drive. It's just, that's my little soapbox. Make sure not to drink and drive.
Get a designated driver, people. Get a designated driver and DWI. I'm all about that. So I haven't drank in 17 years. So, what's really cool though, Jess, as you're saying all that, right? And earlier you said you wouldn't even date. You would never date an Eagles fan.
Never. Never.
Just hearing you say that, I'm like, wow, like you're like the perfect girlfriend for a sports fanatic guy. You know what I mean? Like,
it's kind of crazy because some guys get intimidated. Like some guys actually don't like that I can handle talking about sports. Some guys like challenge it and they're like, oh, a lot for a girl. Like, no, you don't have to add the for a girl part, man. Like, I'm sorry. I just like the Cowboys and I like football. Like, I don't know what you want me to tell you, but, no, it's cool. I love football. I live, breathe, Dallas Cowboys football, but any other sport, I know like enough about other sports to like get me through the game, but I'm not like in depth of like players and things like that. But thanks, yeah. Some guys find it intimidating, believe it or not.
This is your passion. This is your passion, and you could tell. And it's it's exciting to really hear you talk about your passion. Like I said, I admitted earlier, I'm a Cowboys hater, but I love hearing the stories about about how passionate you are about the Cowboys. And I'm sure all the Cowboy fans that are out there that listen to this are gonna get just as excited. So I was like, gotta bring Jess back. Gotta bring her back.
I'm excited, guys. It's going to be a great season. I'm excited. I mean, obviously having Dak back is huge, huge. I'm devastated last season. I mean, I'm not even going to remember 2020. Like, that is traumatic, and I don't want to talk about it. But this season, with Dak coming back, oh my God. I'm so happy Dak Prescott is our quarterback. Oh, he is such a solid.
Is that going to be your hashtag, Dak is back?
Hashtag Dak is back. Oh, I'm so excited. He's just such a solid guy. And Eddie, I think you'll appreciate this too, is, Dak is not only a great player on the field. We can watch football and say, oh, Dak's doing great. But what I love and respect about Dak Prescott is what he does off the field and what he advocates for off the field. And mental health is huge. He is a huge advocate for staying mentally healthy, and he's not afraid to talk about it, and he's shedding light on it and breaking the stigma using his platform for that. I mean, I just have so much respect for him. That's my quarterback. That is my quarterback.
That's a really good segue, and what I was going to bring up next is because you also work for NAMI, and advocating for mental health. If I'm not mistaken, and you're hosting a golf tournament this weekend, maybe
tomorrow. Yeah, so we're recording this on Thursday, and it's going to be happening probably during the time people are hearing this, or maybe after the fact. But yeah, I work for NAMI and I'm doing that for a year now already. I cannot believe it's been a year. But I started out there as the youth program coordinator and recently got a different title changed to, we're deciding what sounds better, outreach assistant or outreach coordinator. We're kind of like flip-flopping between titles here, but just outreach and development and marketing, PR, a little bit more of that, which is obviously up my alley with the degree I have. But they're so good to me. Oh my goodness. NAMI is such an incredible organization with such incredible people. And, if nobody knows what it is, we offer free classes, presentations, and things of that manner to the community for anybody that wants to join. So if you have a mental health condition, you live with it yourself, or you know somebody, you're a family member, you're a loved one, we have classes and presentations for free that we offer for you. And it's just, I've learned so much about it just in the last year from those presentations. And yeah, I mean, mental health is really, really important to me, and I'll advocate for it, for the rest of my life, because it's such a priority to my life, and I know how much better my life has gotten since I made it a priority, and I know how much stigma needs to be broken on it, because it's unfortunately something that's very looked down upon still. But we've made leaps, we've made bounds, but we're not quite where we want to be yet. So yeah, Nami El Paso. It's great. It's fun, and my coworkers are all Cowboys fans, so that's even
Wow,
better.
wow. So you really like being guided into one of the best spots you possibly could have been with this company, with Nami, and with the Cowboys, and in particular Dak, and him, what he does for mental health. It sounds like it's just like God just guiding you there and gonna put you in this spot, and this is
Oh,
where you're gonna
absolutely.
excel.
Eddie, it's funny because a year ago, had you asked me how happy I would be, a year from now, I would have told you, oh, I have no idea. I don't know. I'm leaving a job that I really enjoy. I'm not sure. But no, I mean, man, I feel so blessed and lucky to be able to work and work for such a great cause during the day, and then come nighttime, evening time, I'm working on the podcast or writing an article, and doing all that. It's a win-win really for everybody. And my executive director Isidro, he is incredible and so passionate about what he does. And yeah, I mean, his positivity shines on me, and I think it's just a very healthy work environment, which is really all you can ask for any job, is you have a boss that shows empathy and understanding, and does really prioritize your mental health, because a lot of workplaces won't do that. And
Oh yeah.
I've learned that the hard way, but Nami El Paso is so good to all of us. So yeah, we're excited. We have a golf tournament tomorrow. It's our first ever. And Eddie, I can't golf, so I really hope I'm not having to be like thrown on a team, because we're gonna lose. But if I have to, like, it's all right. I'll make it work.
As
I'll drive the
as long as you hit it forward, that's all that matters.
car.
Forward,
Yeah,
forward progress. That's all that
I
matters.
I will say, like, I can kill it at some putt-putt. Like, putt-putt, I got this. Like, I asked Tony Romo for, like, putt-putt lessons at the bar one time. And that's not even a fake story. He showed me how to play putt-putt with the Slim Jim in a bar. But, I'm confident in my putt-putt game. Like, at an actual golf course, oh, my God. I
Hey,
feel so sorry for whoever has to golf with me.
putting is where you win it. That's where you win it, they say. So, yeah,
You
Mace, we
know,
should have got in on that, man. We would have planned out better. We could have
Hmm.
been, we could have been the team.
hey, it's all
Next
good,
year,
because
next year,
we're
next year.
hoping, yeah, we're hoping that this is a yearly thing. And if you guys still want to get involved, or anybody listening wants to get involved, our biggest event is our walk, happening October 9th. And that, we're open for sponsorships. We're open for tables and booths if you want to set up and be part of that. That we're doing in person again. So it will be our first, like, really big event in person. We are ready, though, that if, the Delta variant continues to grow, and our protocols say we have to take a step back, we're ready to go virtually again. But the really cool thing about Nami Walks Your Way is that it's just as it sounds. It's your way. So we're having the walk at Escarete Park on a Saturday morning. But if you're not comfortable with that, or you're not able to make that, we also do it where if you sign up, you get your handy dandy little shirt, and you can do it however you want. So if that means you want to go take a hike in the morning, or you want to go for a bike ride or a walk, in your own neighborhood, wearing your shirt and just, doing your part to walk and really show your support that day, you can do that too, which is something really cool that COVID gave us the opportunity to do, because Nami wasn't doing
Hmm.
that before. So it's a
Yeah,
little bit more flexible, and
yeah.
great event.
And I hope really people do participate in that, either in person or virtually. I remember last year, because of COVID, the YMCA usually has their turkey trot, right?
Yeah.
And this was the year I finally figured out a way for me to enter it. And then, well, then COVID hits, of course, and well, I
Yeah.
still entered it, and it was really cool to be a part of it, digitally, I guess you could say. I did a little video
Yeah.
and posted it, and it makes you feel a part of it, and it really was. And I know the people of YMCA, were very appreciative of all those things that people did similar things, and they were very, very happy to see that people are participating. So check out the NAMI walk. Where can they find information for that at?
Yeah, so on social media, on Facebook, you can go to NAMI, NAMI, El Paso. You'll find us right there. On Twitter and Instagram, it's at NAMI El Paso again. And, I'm pretty much always trying to look through the comments and stuff. I should be able to tell either to keep an eye out for any messages that come in, but send us a message. If you want absolute direct information from me, you can send me an email at jnevarez@namiep.org, and I would be more than happy to assist you with anything there. But if you also are an Eagles fan wanting to just email me and talk smack, I will block you. I'm just kidding. But no, we appreciate any support from the community, and really the mental health community in El Paso is bigger than people think. And so if you're struggling, you're not alone. You have such a big community behind you, and anything NAMI El Paso can do to help with anybody, we're more than happy to do that. But it just opening up that conversation and knowing that it's okay to talk about it. But it's fun. It's a fun job. It's stressful. Fun.
And where can people find your content, either and or your writing, your podcast, your writing stuff? Where can people go to get that? Especially all the Cowboy fans are going to be jumping on and being all excited about this. That really want to go and find more information. Where can they find it?
Yeah, I'm more active on Twitter, I think, than anything else. So let me check my username, guys. That's so bad I don't know it. But if you want to find me on Twitter, more than happy to.
Don't worry. We don't have an Instagram. We're still waiting for an Instagram.
I'm not good at Instagram. Okay, so I got it. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I always post when the Rowdy Roundup posts a new podcast episode, or when I post a new article, you'll know, because Flurry Sports will tweet it out, it just go to my Twitter. That's the hub for everything. And that is at Jess_Nevarez TV. Because that was, my old account. And so TV, just, you never know. But hey, Jess_Nevarez TV. You can find me on Twitter. That's probably the best way. I have my own website, but that's kind of weird. That's more for portfolio stuff. But if you want to go there, you just Google my name and it'll pop up. So awesome. There's that too. If you absolutely cannot find me on Twitter, you don't use Twitter, you can find it through there. Flurry Sports, their website.
And are your write-ups there as well?
Yep.
You tweet out your write-ups as well?
Yep. All my articles will be on my Twitter when I write them. I've gotten really bad at writing them. So Zach, I'm so sorry if you're hearing this. Oh my goodness. I'll get to writing an article very soon. I've just been so busy with planning the golf tournament. I can only laser focus on that for now. But no, when I write articles, which as soon as the season really officially kicks back up, I will probably be busting out about 3 a week. So that'll be fun, on top of a podcast episode every week. And we're in the works with working with former quarterback Quincy Carter to be more of a permanent guest host on our podcast. So that'll be really cool. Yeah, you heard it here first.
That is really cool. You got some good connections out there, man.
Breaking.
Quincy Carter's my best friend. No, but really, he's so sweet. We had him on as a guest, and he gave some really good insight on mental health. He gave some really good insight on football. Man, the guy knows his stuff. And I was like, Quincy, dude, come back on. You're great. He also loves French bulldogs, which I have one named Mr. Blue, and so we were talking about bulldogs for a hot minute too. So,
that's awesome.
You're in. You're on the podcast.
One other question I have, One of the questions I wanted to ask you, I'm sorry, was and it's not with NFL football, but with college football, because we were talking earlier, and college football is going to start in particular here in 2 weeks, or next weekend, as a matter of fact.
Next week.
I think September 4th, right?
No, next week.
Or no, the weekend before September 4th, right?
Yeah, next week.
the 28th, I want to say August 28th. Aggies and Miners. You and I both work in El Paso, and you and I are NMSU grads. So I mean,
Yeah, go Aggies. Go Aggies.
I'm sorry. This connection is getting dis. There we go. Sorry. There we go.
I'm so sorry, Ace.
I'm
Man.
kidding. I'm good.
Go Aggies.
I'm a sports fan. I'm good.
yeah,
But
that's where we're at. That's where we're at.
Loyalty
Yeah.
forever.
So I just wanted to get that out there. You know what I mean? Aggies and Miners. It's football season. That's the time to do this kind of stuff. Is have some fun, and you know what I mean. And that's what we're doing. So Jess, thank you so much. I
Thank you
mean,
so much.
it's always great bringing you. It's great talking to you every time I get to talk to you, and
Aww,
just
thank you.
yeah. So I mean, I'm glad we were able to do this, and again, I hope Cowboy fans listen to her stuff, listen to her podcast, go read her articles. She gave you the information. I'll be tweeting it out whenever I see it as well, and
Thank
to
you.
help share the love. And I like I said, my mother is a big time Cowboys fan. But so
Aww.
she'll want to read that stuff and listen to the stuff. So
Tell your mom
my
I said she's my best friend already because she's a Cowboys fan.
we'll let her know. Definitely, she'll be listening to this, so she'll hear it, and
Yeah.
I'm sure she's gonna fall in love too, and be like, oh, she's gonna be like,
Your mom is
it's Jessica. She's so nice.
Thank you. Well, Eddie and Ace, it's so fun every time I get to talk to you all. So, as always, if you need anything Cowboys Insight, you let me know because I do it for fun. Like, I do this for fun, and I'm always here. I'm always keeping an eye on what the Cowboys are doing because just
Well,
never stop watching.
well, the season's about to start, so maybe we'll hit you up towards the end of it, and we'll get an afterthought of we'll compare it to what
Good.
we're talking about now and talk about it then. So again,
Man,
thank you
I'll be
again.
ready.
We really appreciate you, Jess.
Thank you.
Well, until next time.
She knows we almost hit the year mark with her. Because remember, I think we started this in September, almost, but we're a little early.
It was almost.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
Yeah,
It's already been. It has been because I just started working at NAMI, like that week. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Wow! Oh my gosh.
That means Eddie's getting older.
Throwback Thursday. Throwback Thursday.
Yes. Oh my god! My birthday's in like 2 weeks. That means I'm getting older. Like.
When's your birthday? When's your birthday?
September 8th.
See, I'm the 14th. See, Eddie, that just see, Eddie, that's what just proves it. Legends are born in September. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I guess we'll have to have a September party or something.
I know. September's the best. September's my favorite.
It'd be good. As always, Jess, it's always fun talking to you guys and
thank you guys.
Have fun. Hit the ball hard.
Oh, God, I don't know, but I was gonna hit you up because we might need a photographer for the walk. So I'll let my boss get in contact with you. But your name was tossed around, so I was like, hey, I know somebody. So.
Perfect.
I know somebody too. There it is.
Perfect.
Thanks again, Jen.
Anything when football season kicks off, you let me know. I'm, free whenever. Yeah.
Awesome. We definitely will. And again, Cowboys fans, give a listen, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time.
See ya.